Chris, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us in the interview. Eventually, or finally, shall I say, you will make your ARCA debut in Iowa. How excited are you, and how you relieved are you that it's going finally to happen?
I'm thrilled. Yeah, I'm still kind of bummed it's not happening at Charlotte, but maybe it could be for the best. I'm just excited to get behind the wheel, finally drive a car for the first time in honestly a while. At least have prep going into driving a car, unlike my last race. But yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm excited. These next 3 weeks can't come soon enough.
You will drive for Fast Track Racing, the number 10 Chevrolet, and you have a history with the team actually. You did some ARCA driving or some test driving on Daytona. How did it came together that you came back to the team? Was it a call from you? Was it a call from the team boss? Talk us through, please.
It was mainly just a call from me. I've maintained contact with Andy and John and everyone over at Fast Track, really. So they always knew, like, I wanted to take this next step in my career and really just make that national debut in ARCA. And yeah, they just first people I called. I knew that Andy and them was really reliable. The equipment's for the most part usually pretty reliable. So I mean, I really couldn't ask for anything better. I love the group of guys around there. Andy's his history in racing alone is spectacular. So it's just a great partnership all around. Yeah, just I think it'll be a really good fit between myself and Fast Track, and hopefully we have some more races down the road after this one.
You mentioned it, Fast Track Racing, a good team, a solid team, promising also for you in terms of, you mentioned reliability and speed. Have you visited the shop yet? Have you talked to some of the engineers, mechanics, crew, pit crew?
I haven't been able to visit yet, but I'm going to visit them Friday at the racetrack in Charlotte because I'm still going to go, show face and network and all that jazz, and I'll go help out the shop during the weekend if they need any help there. Yeah, just kind of do what we need to do to prepare for Iowa over this weekend. Um, because I mean it's like a 4 hour drive to the shop, so it's kind of hard to do, especially with them being gone every weekend. So I'm gonna try and do everything that we can do to prepare for Iowa this weekend, whatever they can fit in their schedule. And it really just kind of fits with them being in the area this weekend and all that as well. So uh, yeah, haven't been there in a while, so we'll get there, discuss things, and get fit in the car, and just do all the necessary things and really get things going.
You sponsor T-Top Manufacturing. Is, as I understood it, a family or within your family?
Yeah.
Is it your uncle, dad, grandpa? Who was it that owns T-Top or works at T-Top Manufacturing?
So T Top, it's owned by my uncle. My dad, he also works there. So uh, he's helped me. My uncle and my dad really they've really been with me throughout my entire racing career. Back to motocross and trail racing, all that stuff. Back whenever I started, I think I was at 12. So I'm eternally grateful for them helping me out with dirt bikes and branching into stock cars and all that. So I'm very excited to be able to bring T Top on board and give them that national exposure on like a primary sponsorship level to hopefully boost their sales and income and just all around exposure for T Top, and just yeah, just I hope I can benefit to them to hopefully grow their exposure and yeah, just sales and everything.
You mentioned you will be going to Charlotte this weekend for the Coca-Cola 600 or around the big event, the Coca-Cola 600. How proud are you to be part of it or represent the US Armed Forces, a US Marine as you are, but also how tough it is maybe for you that you won't be one of the drivers, but if you will, just a visitor, if I can call it like that.
I mean, it always means a lot going there on Memorial Day weekend. I mean, it's a special weekend, Of course, I mean, losing a couple buddies of mine, so this weekend's always very special, and I mean, it's special to a lot of veterans and you know active duty families, everything. So I'm grateful to still be a part of the weekend. Like, yeah, it may not be on the racetrack, but at least I'll be there and uh, be able to experience all of it again. Because aside from the Daytona 500, I would say the Coke 600 weekend is probably my second favorite. So I'm excited to just kind of be around the garage industry. There's going to be some Medal of Honor recipients up there, so I'm gonna go thank them for all they've done and just give back to those that served before us. So I'm excited to really just pay my respects to them, all of our fallen service members, and yeah, just honor them, their families, any way I can. Honor my buddies' families here in a few weeks at Iowa. So I'm bummed I can't do that on the racetrack this weekend, but I'm very proud to say that I can still do that just a few weeks down the road to Iowa.
I want to stay with Iowa. How motivated are you still? Is it even more motivated now? You have to wait a week longer, and how are you going to manage like the car, the traffic, the tires, given that you haven't been in a race car for a while, and also given that you have no ARCA experience up front in a race trim, and is the only option for you to train in a way on iRacing on a simulator to get used to Iowa, or what is the technique for you or the way for you to get prepared?
I mean, I'll definitely turn several laps to Iowa, especially in these coming weeks on the sim. So I'll be practiced up on that part. But I have heard Iowa has a lot more grip than it does on the sim. So uh, I don't know. I'll have to figure out a lot in practice, and uh, I don't expect it to be too difficult. I mean, yes, there will be a learning curve, just trying to fill it out and all that stuff. I don't expect it to be too difficult, but at the same time, I don't want to undermine it, I guess you can say. So I'll just go in there and do what I know what to do and not be too overconfident, not be too underconfident. Just kind of sit there, be open to learning all I can, watch all the cars around me, how they're running the track. And I mean, I'm not sure how many laps in the race, but I'll have all that time as well to, get comfortable and really try and be there at the end. So, be there at the end. So, yeah, I think it'll all work out. Uh, I think we've got 45 minutes of practice and then qualifying, so that should be plenty of time to get a feel for it and really just kind of prepare myself for the race.
Yeah, you mentioned it, being there at the end. Hopefully, everything works out, and being there at the end is a word that I must say takes also on the body side of you to be fit and to be prepared and to endure all those stress and heat inside the car. But you're also US Marine, so you have to be in shape all the time and be fit and strong. Is there any change from your workout you do as a US Marine to stay fit towards being a racing driver? Or is it like, okay, what I can use as a from my Marine workout or what I do daily to keep fit and in shape, I can take on 101 for the race car?
I think the biggest challenge will be obviously the temperature in the car, but I mean, it could be cool that weekend and it might not be that hot in the car. So, um, other than that, I don't really see many hurdles. Like you said, we are supposed to be in shape and all that stuff. So as far as that aspect goes, I'm pretty confident as long as I just kind of stay hydrated and yeah, hope it's not 150 degrees inside the car. So as long as I can get past that, I feel like I'll be pretty good. So
How bad is actually, I mean, you mentioned it here, but you hope there won't be any, but I have to ask still, how bad is it actually for a driver if it gets really hot on a race day and you have to endure all the heats? Is it like taking away concentration? Is it draining you physically? How is it to be in like let's say like this, like an oven for 2 hours or 2.5 hours?
I don't I don't think it'll be very hard, honestly, because I mean our races are much shorter than the Xfinity and Cup and all them. So it'll still be tough, but at the same time, it should only be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, it'll be mentally draining. It'll be hot. but at the same time, you're in your office space, you have to lock in. So, uh, yeah, just as long as I can stay committed to, just like, how do I word it? Just like staying concentrated. I think once if I can do that, then I'll be fine.
Um, Wait, yeah, you will make history in Iowa. Obviously, you're prepared, you're thrilled, you're excited, but also on the other hand, there is will be the fact that you're going to be the first U.S. Marine, active U.S. Marine, to drive an ARCA race or being one of the four top divisions driving a race. How proud of you of the fact are you? And I think, if I remember correctly, you told me that you wanted to carry the names of your two close friends on your car. Will it still be happening in Iowa as part of honoring them and their legacy, and also maybe bonding stronger with their families?
Yeah, absolutely. I still have them on the passenger side roof rail. Their names will be there, and all both their pictures back on the seat post on the car. So uh, I'm proud to do that for them. I'm not entirely sure if their families are going to come. They're more than welcome, so I can put them on the guest list and everything. But yeah, like you said, being the first active Marine in the sports history, really, uh, I'm extremely proud of that. It's awesome. I mean, making that history. And, I mean, there's been pioneers before me, paving the way. Like you have all the World War II veterans and stuff back in the day. Jesse Iwuji being in the Naval Reserves. Uh, Jason White, he's a former Marine or Marine veteran. He races every now and then. So just being able to be one of those few that have have served, especially in today's age, it's very special. And I mean, I think having that it'll allow me to serenade with the fan base more so with how patriotic they are and just throughout the whole industry. So I'm just I'm excited, just proud I can make that history and yeah, just I'm just a normal guy just going to drive cars. So uh, I hope people can see that about me and be willing to come up talk to me and uh, yeah, just really get along and yeah, just hopefully they respect it and can move forward from here and make a great career out of it.
Your career, obviously, you wanted to start to go inside NASCAR and be regular basis there, you will take your first step. But you also stated that your goal was for this race, for the first ARCA race, the goal was to do a good running, let the car in one piece, and finish with a good result or solid result. In terms of position, what does that actually mean? Are we talking a top 10? Are we talking maybe a top five? What is the goal in terms of position?
I'm in the top five. I'd be ecstatic. Top 10, I'd still be ecstatic. I think realistically, I can, maybe squeeze out top 10. It just depends on, who all is there and how many cars. So, uh, Venerini, they're top notch. JGR, they're top notch. So, uh, I don't know. I feel like the rest of the field is, fairly close. So, maybe I can. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get a top 10 as a solid first result. So, if not, as long as I keep the car clean and, finish on lap, I'll be happy with that too. So, I'm just excited to get this first one out of the way and, hopefully carry some momentum into the next one, whenever that is. And yeah, just hopefully it's just kind of like a snowball effect and just keep, grinding away and put some more races on the schedule this year. And once my contract's up in the military next year, then hopefully I can just hopefully maybe go full time. Maybe, just be involved in the industry somehow to where its opportunity presents itself. I'll be there. So, uh, yeah, it's just I feel like this is one of the small dominoes to fall. I mean, albeit it is a big one. Hopefully, it's just like I said, just snowball and one leads to another, and eventually we'll have something solid going on.
Yeah, the Atlas 150 at Iowa will be a combined race between ARCA Menards Series and the ARCA East Series. Are you already reaching out to some other drivers, maybe experienced one, to try maybe get along or maybe get some tips and how to move the car, the ARCA car, how to preserve maybe also the car in terms of race length and between the pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked with Zachary Tingle some, just teammates, and then John Garrett, he raced there last year, so they told me how it has more grip and everything than it really seems like on the sim and all that stuff. So that's helped mentally going into this, and I'm sure leading up to it, I'll talk to a lot more, especially this weekend of individuals that'll be racing there. So I'll go around and talk to other drivers and teams, and Andy and all them. We'll just kind of probably talk about Iowa and stuff whenever they have time. And yeah, I mean, we still got plenty of time to discuss and get mentally ready and know what to really expect. So I think talking to people is really going to help. Really, just like I said, know what to expect and all that stuff. So yeah, I talked to a little bit of them, so we'll just talk to more of them later on and really just try and get a feel for it.
Yeah, then allow me one follow-up question, or maybe even the last one. You mentioned your schedule for 2024. You hope to do some more races. Are you talking right now to some teams, or are you even talking to Fast Track Racing on planning other races? Maybe also your uncle to sponsor or help you with this sponsorship. What is there going on behind the scenes?
I've mentioned the fast track, like I've showed my interest in other particular races, like maybe at Bristol down the road I like to do, or you know now that I've done or am going to do Iowa, it'll open up the gates to let me do like Michigan or Kansas later on in September. So ideally, some of those are something that would catch my eye, but at the same time, it's all depending on funding. So I mean, the interest is there; they know it, and like, yeah, just if I can get the funding, I'll be there. Be there. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I've told them, we talked about it. It's just a matter if I can get the funding for it or not.
Okay, right. Yeah, then I think I have just one question that popped up, and I'm really finished. Obviously, you're not only with Fast Track Racing, but you're a development driver for another team, for a German team called 3F Racing that are currently racing the NASCAR-Wing Euro Series. Are there maybe ambitions for you to come overseas with them and race, or is it maybe something also you want to do to come to Europe, visit, race, do anything here on this side of the Atlantic, if you will?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think racing over there would be awesome. Like, I mean, it is racing Rome for crying out loud, and that's awesome. So, uh, I mean, yeah, I've talked to myself and 3F pick back up. I'd love to do something with them. But I think they're more so focused on the Euro Series and Cup, and I'm still sitting here trying to pave my way and get my own career going. So, I mean, if our paths line up again down the road, I mean, I'd be more than welcome to driving for him again and teaming up with him. I mean, Dennis is a great guy. Working with Ryan's been great. So I wish them all the best in the Euro Series. I wish Ryan the best in the truck and Xfinity. So yeah, just hopefully we can do something going on. I wish the Dennis the best in their stuff, and yeah, just I enjoyed working with them. I hope I get to do it again in the future, and just go from here.
Great. Yeah, then I think we will close up this interview. It was great talking to you. It was a great time. Thank you for the information you gave, sharing everything you had to tell. And then, yeah, nothing else but again, thank you and have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you.